Hi, I'm Barry Sahajian, and this is Bass Dead Notes, Dead or Alive. Muting notes with your left and right hand while you're playing bass is an essential thing you must have down if you want control over your tone. You can always buy a little sleeve that goes around here, and they work fine in the beginning, but you may find yourself wanting more control over when and how you mute. That's what this video was about. So I'd like to start right now with an example I'm going to use that'll help you practice muting styles. So let's take a look, and I'll be right back to talk about it. Many of the notes on the fretboard will have a harmonic ring in the background even after you release the note. Typically, you might think that if you hit a note and you take your finger off and rest it on there, it's going to stop the ring, but it really doesn't. I'll show you what I mean. Let me play, especially on the 5th fret, the 4th fret, the 7th fret, 12th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret. A lot of these have these overtones ringing from the live note. So how do you deal with that? That's what I want to show you right now. Let me illustrate. I'm going to play a D on the A string, 5th fret. You can hear the ring after, even though I released the note and I still am holding my finger over it, it's still ringing. The G on the 5th fret. You hear that aftertone? That one's pretty loud. That one's real loud. A sure way to mute the harmonic when you play those notes is to hold your hand over more than one fret. All my fingers at once is pretty much really going to make it happen. I'll show you. You don't hear anything. Now, if I did that with one finger, every fret has overtones. one way or another. If you're playing a fast passage, you needn't worry because you're moving so quick in between notes there isn't enough time for the harmonic to ring, because by then you're fretting another note and it's gone. So I guess you could think of this almost like what a piano player does with their sustain pedal. Only difference is when a piano player presses the sustain pedal down and releases it, it stops the sound. But we don't have that advantage as a bass player. We've got to take extra special steps to mute the strings like I just explained, perhaps using all 4 fingers or whatever method you can find that works for you. I'd like to take that first example to give you a way to practice so it will produce results. Now I'd like to go through that line very slowly and deliberately and show you what I'm doing. So we're going to take the first half of the measure, and the first note is a live G. Now I mute the 4 strings with my 4 fingers on the left hand. Put them together. We have 4 live notes. As you can see, after I hit the live notes, I quickly put my 4 fingers down and mute the strings like the sustain pedal on a piano when a piano player plays. I'd like to point out one thing before we go any further. Dead notes also have overtones, which makes them all unique in themselves. For instance, when you play a dead note on an E, or an A, D, or G, they all sound a little different because there still are overtones there that define the sound. A dead note E, you can still hear a little bit of an overtone in there. That's about as dead as I can make an A sound, but yet it's still, you can hear that note in there that defines it. Makes it still sound like an A string muted. These overtones in the harmonic series are what make sounds different. My voice from your voice, male voice, female voice, or wind instrument to string instrument, the overtone series, the harmonic series, a group of notes in combination that makes these sounds unique.